is actually not feasible because humans are not robots. And I always emphasize that rest, relaxation, and recuperation is very important for an individual to work at his optimal level. So it is always the quantity, it's not about the quantity of time, but it's about the quality of the time we put into our work. So this is definitely not going to be feasible because I think in 2023, a robot committed suicide because of the stress levels in work, and that made such big news. I think that is something which we are thinking in a very lame term, that we always think that the amount of hours or the number of employees we put at work, the greater is going to be the productivity. But it's not a linear correlation, it's an inverse correlation. That is how it works, because humans, the way the humans work, especially somebody with emotions and families and lot of other external factors which actually affect human beings and their production. I think this is something which is not feasible, where we were expecting them to work for 14 hours and give their optimal to the work, and then again not have stressors or other issues they have to cater to. That not coming in between their productivity, expecting that is something I don't find it very feasible, and I'm not really able to wrap my head around why they are coming up with such a proposal. So see, always the world has actually looked up to Japanese concepts, the ikigai and other things, to actually study how humans can be effectively working. So when we go on those lines, when we are expecting somebody to work for 14 hours, and we say for optimal health we have to sleep for 8 hours, so what is left for the individual? Even eating and other general routine will take away 2 hours or 3 hours, so they are left with nothing to cater to themselves, to regulate their thoughts, to regulate their emotions, or spend a little time with their family. Forget about hours. I don't think they will even get some 15-20 minutes to catch up with their family or the close ones or loved ones, to ask about what they are up to in their life. So it is absolutely going to put them on a ride wherein the hormones are going to be malfunctioning, or because when we are working so hard against our body's capability, all the organs, everything will have to function over, and then the hormones are going to be affected, the sleep cycle is going to be affected, the gut and its functioning, the digestive system, everything is going to malfunction. And I feel that they are going to become very restless, so stressed. We're going to see, like what COVID happened. When COVID happened, that was such a sudden disruption in the system. I think a similar kind of outcome we can expect now, because this is again going to be something, a sudden disruption to the lifestyle of an individual. Because I've always been concerned about people exploiting employees, or anything for that matter. They do it intentional or not intentional, whether they consciously do it or what. I don't understand what goes behind all these kind of thought procedure. But somewhere people who are rich, or who are in the top position, they are never really affected by this. The people who suffer are always the people who are employees, or who are struggling so hard for their livelihood to make ends meet. These are the people who are definitely going to be affected each time. Like always, whenever some stringent new regulations like this are brought about, and then that is why I think the welfare of the masses is not never taken into consideration. It's always about who is leading all these things, who is at the top, who is controlling all the regulations. It's more than the ideal hours of work which we are putting in. It's about the work culture. The organization being a little flexible and telling that see, irrespective, like a fixed hours, they have to be definitely be available on work. But the rest, there has to be flexible, telling that you cater to what you want. Anything emergency in your families or anything comes up, please address to that, but make sure that the work gets done. So a certain amount of work is allocated them, delivery which they are expecting, and then make sure that is done instead of putting a pressure that 9 hours you have to be online, 10 hours you have to be online. Like, the person is definitely going to be physically present, but mentally he will be lost.